Hello everyone. Uh, my name is Mohit, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can trigger window related test through the Mac operating system. So I can share my screen and I can first talk all the configuration which is required into the Mac operating system. And after that, I will share my another screen, Window 10 screen, and then we can talk what all the configuration required on Window operating system. So let's talk about the Mac configuration which is required to run the test. So what you need to do actually, you have to record your test on Window machine and then you can share the project uh, to the Mac machine, and then you can open the same project within your Mac operating system. So here I have two project, two test case. This is actually opening my application which is inside C drive, LabDB, and labdb.txt, and this path actually belong to my window operating system, and here I'm doing some action on the same application. So if I want to run this test case, I want to trigger this test case from the Mac so that execution can happen on the window. What I need to do, I need to go into this project and setting, and here we have the desired capability. Go into the custom, and here you can define your custom capability, give any name, and then this is something important actually. You have to select driver name as a window from this drop down. The last one is the window, and after that, this is the preferences. So this preferences is actually URL for the Winapp driver, and this is the remote URL for Winapp driver. So you have to run your Winapp driver with the help of your system proxy. So this URL is nothing; it's just a combination of your IP 192.168.0.0.0 phone, and this is the port, and this is wd dot hub is something common. So you have to enter this URL here. Now click on OK, OK, and OK. Once this is done, you can directly run the test from here by clicking on this custom capability, and you can create a test suite first and then you can trigger it. So I have the test suite created, this one, and I can trigger the test from here. So before triggering the test, I will stop sharing from here and I will share my screen on window. So I stop this, and now I'm going to share my screen, everything. Okay, so let's see the execution first, then we can see what all the configuration is required. Now I'm on my window operating system. So what I'm doing actually, first I'm triggering test from Mac. So I'm going into my Katalon Studio and clicking on the run and selecting custom capability as Mohit Win, and then clicking on the run execution. So here you can see um, execution on your window machine. Okay, so you can see this LabDB is getting open, and now it is performing all the recorded action for me. Like it's enter the username and password, click on OK, and finally it will do some more action. Like it will create some record for doctor, will enter the doctor name, telephone number, mobile address, and then after that it will save all the detail, edit the detail, and finally it will uh, delete the this doctor data. So this is happening on my window operating system. I have triggered my test from Mac, but execution is happening on window. Okay, so it's saved, and finally it is editing the details again, and finally it's deleting, and it's everything is done. And now you can see my execution is done. This is my window operating system. So I will go back, I will stop sharing from here. I will go back and show you the execution result first, and after that I will come back to the window and tell you what all the configuration required. So I'm stop sharing here, and now I will share my screen on my Mac. Okay, so if you can see, this is my Mac operating system. So this is my execution, which I just get completed. It's running very well, and you can see test execution status is pass. Okay, so on Mac operating system, what you need to do, you just need to set your desired capability, and then you can trigger your test from the Mac. In window, let's now move to the window. I will again stop sharing and will share my window screen. Okay, So on my Windows operating system, there are actually two configuration you have to do. Firstly, I will recommend you to follow this documentation. So firstly, this is a documentation how to run the Winapp driver through the remote machine. So this is one level of the configuration, first level of configuration which you need to do. So you have to go inside this window firewall, and then you have to create a new rule. Uh, so let's search with the name of window firewall, and then I can show you how you can create the rule. So you just need to follow all these steps. So I'm going here and searching with the window firewall. This is the first option coming, and here you have to go inside the inbound rule, and here you have to click on this new rule. Once you will click on new rule, then you have to go and select the port, and then click on next. And then here you have to select all local port, and here you can give the name of the ports, like 4723, and then select all port. Go to the next option, and here you can select allow the connection, next. And finally everything is fine, next. And finally you can give the name and finish this process. So this is already done for me, and you can see this process is running in this inbound rule, and the name should be something related to the Winapp driver remote. So this is my inbound route which I have already created. So this is the first level of configuration which you need to do. After that, you have to find the IP of your system. So just open CMD and write ipconfig. Okay, so this is my IP. So I need to run my Winapp driver through this IP. Okay, so just 192.168.0.104. So I'm just copying it, and now you have to run your Winapp driver with the help of administrator. So I'm going and running it via the administrator, and now I will go to my folder where actually my Winapp driver is saved, installed. So it is somewhere inside the, I think, C drive. Yeah, C drive. And then program file 86. And then we have this window application driver. Till here, you have to copy the path and just go back to the terminal, this one, and CD and press this. Okay. And let me close all the running terminal first. This is something already running. I can close this. Mm. Okay. One more terminal is also running. I can close this. Okay, so I'm inside the CD and program for 86 window application driver. Just press the enter, and now you are inside this folder. Now you have to execute the command. Which command? This one. This is how you can run Winapp driver through the with the help of your IP. Okay, as the administrator. So you have to follow the same syntax. So just write Winapp driver first. Winapp driver space, here you have to write your IP 1.168.0.104 after space the port number 1723 slash wd/hub. So this is something, this is how you have to run your Winapp driver. Just press enter. If you can see this one, that means your Winapp driver is running successfully. And this is the same URL which we are passing to the Mac operating system inside the desired capability. This is the same thing you have to pass. So now your Winapp driver is running successfully, and now you can go to the Mac operating system, and you can trigger your test from there. Okay. So if I will go and trigger my test, then my execution will happen here on my uh, window operating system. So this is how you can actually trigger a test from Mac on the window operating system. Second thing which I'm going to discuss here is how you can trigger the desktop application through the Katalon platform, through the Katalon desktops. So for that one thing actually which is required, I can do that configuration on window operating system first, where I want to actually execute my test. So this is one thing which is required. Secondly, what you need to do, you have to run the agent. So I'm going to my folder where my agent is saved. My agent is saved local agent. My agent is saved somewhere inside these documents, and I have the agents. and now this is my agent, and this is my start.backup. So I'm running my agent. Okay, so to trigger desktop application from the Katalon desktop, two things are required. Your agent, your local agent should be up and running on the same machine where you want to trigger. Secondly, your Winapp driver should be run as administrator with the help of your IP and port. These are the two things which is required. Now, after that, I can stop my sharing from here. I can go to the any of machine. I think from here it's again fine. Let's go and share the same machine. Okay, so here now I can go to the desktop, Catalan desktop. So I have already configured my project, like I have committed my project into the Git, and then mm, 1 second. Let's go with Google. Okay, let's go with emails. The last option I can see. Continue with email. Yes, this one. Okay, so I'm logging into my account. In the meantime, I can show you my project, which actually I deployed on GitHub. So here you can see uh, it is. Mm, I think this is not the same repository. Yeah, this one, Catalan desktop test, and everything is here. My test is running on the master branch. Okay, so everything is here. So I'm triggering, I'm connecting this repository to my desktop account. So here, what I did actually, I create a separate project with the name of this window enhance keyword. And here, I have set up a project already. So I will show you data configuration, schedule, and this lab DB, I can click on this. And finally, let me first edit it. Okay, so what you need to do actually here, you have to use the Katalon command. Okay, this is the Katalon command option you have to choose. This is my script repository. This is the name of my test and activity. Here you have to choose your test suite which you want to run. A browser type should be your desired capability, like window Mohit Win, and rest of the configuration would be the same. And here you have to choose your agent, like I'm running my test on my local agent, and make sure this agent it should be up and running. After that, you can click on run. Once you are clicking on run, then your test will happen, will trigger through the Mac, and it will happen on your uh, window operating system. And if you want to see the activity, just click on that and you can see all your activity which is happening. So right now my test run is in queue, but in a few seconds it will come out the queue, and after that it will start running my test. Okay, so let's see. You can track the execution from here also, like what is happening on this terminal, and you can see it from here also. So let's wait. It will done everything, and after that it will launch your application, and after that your execution will be successful, and then you can see the report into the platform. Okay, it started running, and now it's doing some validation, like we'll verify your license, download the project, and then reload all the plugins, and after that it will start your application and will finally perform all the recorded steps. It's done. It's generating the global variable, and now I think everything would be fine. Okay, yes, perfect. So it's triggered the application through the desktop, and now it will perform all the recorded steps. So in the meantime, it's running. I can consolidate all this session. So there are, I would say, there could be two separate thing. One is running a window test through the Mac. In that case, you have to run the Winapp driver with the help of your IP. And in the Mac operating system you have to set your desired capability, and then you have to choose the same desired capability while running your test. Secondly, if you want to trigger the window or desktop application through the Catalan platform, through the Catalan desktop, in that case there are two things required. One is your Winapp driver should be run with the help of your IP port and as the administrator access. Secondly, you have to set up your agent also. So you have to set up your agent, and agent should be up and running, and then you have to select the execution on agent, and then it will happen on your selected environment. So if you can see, it's done, it's perfectly fine. I think everything is running, and now I think it's generating the report. And once the report is done, then your execution result will be passed here, and the same thing you can see into the desktop reporting. So success. Now let's go to the report, and now go into the test run. Here you can say this is my latest execution. It's running on window, and this is my default configuration, and this is some more details available. So if you want to see the steps, just go here, click on this, and these are the steps actually which you can see it here. So first I'm starting application this one, then delay 5 seconds, and then these are all the steps which I have performed. So I can do one thing, I can stop this execution, and directly now I can share my screen on my Mac and run the trigger the test from here also. So let's go to the platform again. This is my test platform. I can go into the reports, and if you want to see the previous execution history, you can see it's here. Okay, now I will go into the execution, and this is my schedule activity which I just created. I can directly trigger it from here by clicking on this. Okay, so once I will click on this, you can see it's 2 minutes ago. So let's refresh the page. It's a few seconds ago. Just click on that. And finally, if you want to see the execution, you can see it. It's still in a queue, but in a second it will come out the queue. All right, here you can say it's come out the queue and it started triggering the Katalon agent. And finally, it will do rest of the action, like it will validate your license, clean up the workspace, open your project, and finally do rest of the things. So it's happening. And now it's doing some more thing. All the plugin got reloaded, and now it's started running your step. Here you can see it's starting the application, and finally it's waiting for 5 seconds, and after that it will perform some more action. So I think it's done, it's running perfectly fine. It's clicking somewhere on the application. Okay, it's entering Mohit, and this is the some more things. I think telephone number it's entering, and now it will go and enter the mobile number, address, everything. This is mobile number, this is address, and will enter the comment also, not also. All right, and this is the note. So everything is fine, looking fine. So in a second it will complete your execution. Finally you can see the success at the top of the screen. So this is how you can actually run your desktop application through the Catalan desktop and through the Mac operating system also. Thank you, hope this will be helpful for you.